last week the new Planning and Development Bill was discussed for the first time. It's a very large bill, as one might expect. It runs to 712 pages, contains many new legislative proposals, but much of it is also a restatement of existing law. The problem is it's not clear which is which. Now, the standing orders of the House are very clear in the matter. Standing Order 175 says a bill shall only be printed. There's no discretion in this regard. Shall only be printed if accompanied by an explanatory memorandum which shall, in clear terms, set out in the context of the existing law the changes proposed, and shall do so on a section-by-section basis. Instead of that, the explanatory memorandum, which is only 120 pages despite the fact that the bill is 712, is vague. It talks about provisions that are largely unchanged, non-exhaustive things like principal changes include, the changes include, changes shall include, but it's not systematic, it's not comprehensive. It was raised last week by Deputy Ceann Comhairle. You said you'd look into it. I'm asking, will the government, it's an important piece of legislation, it's going to give rise to a lot of litigation one way or the other. That litigation is going to cost the state a lot of money, and it's going to slow up the development that it's hoped to accelerate. So will the government withdraw that bill until there's time for a proper explanatory memorandum to be put in place? This is not a criticism of the parliamentary draftsman, it's the pressures under which they work. And if the government doesn't do that, Ceann Comhairle, will you apply the standing orders of this House without fear or favour?
Thank you. And no one else? No. Taoiseach, please.
I'd have to ask Minister Bryan to come back to Deputy McNamara on the explanatory memorandum. 120 pages is a pretty big explanatory memorandum. I'm not sure I've ever seen one that big, but I'll ask him to come back to you directly on that and to make sure that it's as good as it possibly can be.